For more than a decade, the global music industry has witnessed the rise of artists who cross borders, languages, and cultures. Yet very few performers have managed to reshape the global pop landscape the way Jungkook of BTS has. What started as the journey of a teenage trainee from South Korea has transformed into one of the most fascinating success stories in modern music. Today, Jungkook is no longer simply known as the youngest member of BTS. He is widely recognized as a global performer whose voice, style, and influence continue to reach millions of listeners around the world. And now, in 2026, a new conversation is spreading rapidly across fan communities and industry discussions alike. Is Jungkook becoming one of the most influential voices in global pop? It is a question that may seem bold at first glance. After all, the global music industry is filled with iconic artists who dominate charts and headlines. But when observers look closely at Jungkook's recent achievements, the idea suddenly begins to feel less like speculation and more like a genuine possibility. Because the numbers, the impact, and the cultural reach all tell a remarkable story. To understand why Jungkook's influence is being discussed so seriously today, it helps to look back at the path that led him here. When BTS debuted in 2013, Jungkook was only 15 years old. Even then, his natural vocal ability stood out immediately. His voice carried a unique combination of power, clarity, and emotional depth that quickly captured the attention of listeners. Over the years, fans watched him grow not only as a singer, but also as a performer, songwriter, and creative artist. As BTS expanded from a Korean hip-hop group into a global phenomenon, Jungkook's role inside the group evolved as well. His voice became the backbone of many of BTS's most memorable songs. From emotional ballads to explosive pop anthems, Jungkook consistently delivered performances that defined the sound of the group. But something interesting happened as BTS's global influence continued to grow. Instead of being overshadowed by the group's success, Jungkook's individual presence began to shine even brighter. For many observers, Jungkook's solo era marked a turning point in his career. While all members of BTS have pursued solo activities at various times, Jungkook's solo releases attracted extraordinary attention from both fans and music critics. Songs like Seven quickly exploded across streaming platforms, reaching listeners far beyond the traditional K-pop audience. The track demonstrated Jungkook's ability to thrive within a Western pop framework while still maintaining the charisma that made him beloved within the K-pop world. When his solo album Golden arrived, it confirmed what many industry insiders had already suspected. Jungkook was not simply a successful K-pop idol, he was a fully realized global pop artist. The album achieved massive streaming numbers and dominated international charts, placing Jungkook alongside some of the most recognizable names in contemporary pop music. For the first time, many listeners who were unfamiliar with BTS discovered Jungkook as an individual artist, and the reaction was immediate. His voice, stage presence, and musical versatility impressed audiences across continents. One of the most important reasons behind Jungkook's growing influence is his remarkable vocal versatility. In the world of pop music, adaptability is often the key to longevity. Artists who can only perform within one style or genre may struggle to remain relevant as trends change. Jungkook, however, has repeatedly demonstrated an ability to move effortlessly between musical styles. He can deliver smooth R&B melodies, energetic dance pop hooks, emotional ballads, and even rock-influenced performances. This versatility allows producers and songwriters to experiment with different sounds while still maintaining a strong central voice. In many ways, Jungkook's vocal ability functions as a bridge between genres. That flexibility is incredibly valuable in today's global music environment, where listeners often move freely between languages and styles. Another factor contributing to Jungkook's influence is the enormous international fan base surrounding BTS. The group's fandom, known as ARMY, spans nearly every region of the world. Over the years, millions of fans have followed the members' journeys with remarkable dedication. When Jungkook releases new music, that global network instantly mobilizes. Streaming platforms see massive spikes in activity. Social media fills with reactions, analysis, and celebration. But the impact doesn't stop there. Many casual listeners, people who are not necessarily devoted fans, also encountered Jungkook's music through these viral moments. As a result, his audience continues to expand far beyond the traditional boundaries of K-pop. In fact, some analysts believe Jungkook represents a new type of pop artist, not simply a Korean star entering the Western market, but a global performer whose identity transcends regional labels altogether. Influence in the modern entertainment world is not measured solely through music charts. Artists today shape trends in fashion, social media, culture, and lifestyle. In this area, Jungkook has also demonstrated remarkable impact. His hairstyle choices, clothing brands, and even tattoos have sparked global trends among fans. Whenever Jungkook appears publicly, whether through live broadcasts, performances, or interviews, his presence quickly becomes a topic of discussion across social media platforms. For brands and cultural observers, this level of attention represents a powerful form of influence. It means that Jungkook is not only a musician, he is a cultural figure capable of shaping conversations worldwide. In South Korea, mandatory military service is a reality that many male celebrities must eventually face. For BTS, this period represented both a pause and an opportunity for reflection. As members completed their service and gradually returned to public life, fans began wondering how the experience might affect their future artistic direction. For Jungkook, the return feels particularly significant. Before enlistment, he was already experiencing explosive solo success. Now, with both personal growth and global recognition behind him, his next moves carry even greater weight. Will he focus primarily on group activities with BTS? Will he expand his solo career further? Or will he attempt to balance both paths simultaneously? Whatever direction he chooses, the attention surrounding his decisions shows just how influential his role has become. All of these factors lead back to the same central question. Is Jungkook becoming one of the most influential voices in global pop? The answer may not be simple. Influence is not defined by a single achievement or moment. Instead, it develops gradually through consistent impact over time. Yet when observers look at Jungkook's journey so far, it becomes difficult to ignore the patterns emerging. Record-breaking songs, a powerful global fan base, growing recognition within the international music industry, and a voice capable of adapting to the constantly changing landscape of pop music. These elements suggest that Jungkook's influence may only continue expanding in the years ahead. As conversations about Jungkook's influence continue to spread across the music world, one thing becomes increasingly clear. His rise is not only about talent, it is also about timing, cultural change, and the unique position he holds within the global entertainment industry. The past decade has seen the global music landscape evolve dramatically. Streaming platforms have removed many of the barriers that once separated regional music markets. Listeners in different countries can now discover artists instantly, regardless of language. In this new environment, artists who can connect emotionally with audiences across cultures often gain tremendous influence. Jungkook appears to be one of those artists, and many industry observers believe his journey may represent a new chapter in the global expansion of pop music. For years, the global music industry viewed K-pop as a distinct genre, one that was extremely popular in Asia, but still somewhat separate from Western pop markets. However, the success of BTS helped challenge that perception. The group proved that songs performed primarily in Korean could dominate global charts and attract millions of listeners worldwide. Within this transformation, Jungkook's voice played a particularly important role. His vocal style naturally blends with multiple musical genres. When BTS performed songs influenced by hip-hop, pop, EDM, or R&B, Jungkook's voice often served as the emotional anchor that tied those sounds together. During his solo career, this adaptability became even more visible. By releasing songs that fit comfortably within international pop trends, Jungkook demonstrated that language barriers were becoming less relevant in modern music. Listeners were not just connecting to lyrics, they were connecting to emotion, energy, and authenticity.